this every week from now on, and trying to motivate you guys and just talk about the weekend and all the things that passed, as well as try and motivate you with some of the things that we've learned, and hoping to learn from any of you out there. So listen up, listen in, come have a chat. I will open the chats. If you are available to have a chat, come say hello to us and come have a chat with
I
us.
thought others were meant to motivate us. Isn't that,
Oh, okay.
that was the idea of this?
Motivate. Oh, yeah. Aren't we meant to motivate people too? Isn't that what we do?
We need help. We don't need all help.
Do you feel motivated?
I am now. So, when you hit live.
So what's
I told you I was still setting up. Why do you do this?
Why do I do this?
I'm just setting up.
You're setting up?
Wait a minute. You're like 3, 2, 1. We're live.
Yeah. I don't. As soon as you're on,
oh yeah.
As soon as you come on, you have to already be ready. What is this? This is how it works.
Yeah. So what was your question?
What? Huh?
This is why I was going to get the coffee in.
Oh, the coffee. So does everyone need coffee? Yeah. So, okay. I thought I'd mention it again because I keep talking about it. Because we have been constantly reminded have learnt from the past that we are okay to drink a lot of coffee constantly. Like some people out there I know drink maybe 4 to 12 cups of coffee a day. So look, is that okay for some people? Maybe it is, but the thing about coffee is it spikes a lot of things inside of you, inside of us. It spikes adrenaline. It spikes all these chemicals inside of our body that we are in constant fight or flight mode. So the moment you drink it, it's the moment we feel energized, right? It's because it's our coffee the coffee part makes us feel like we're alive and we're awake, and it does this because it allows the secretions of things inside of our body to make us feel that way. In doing that, there's a stress hormone called cortisone that is instantly released. So if you drink coffee first thing as soon as you wake up, you are already putting yourself in a stressful situation. And if we're doing that to our bodies and we're constantly increasing cortisol, we're having cortisol overload. And cortisol overload is what keeps us stressed. And stress in itself, hello, Scott. Read Caffeine Blues, an eye opener. Oh, here we go. There we go. Caffeine Blues. As you see,
Caffeine Blues, is that something?
Well, Caffeine Blues. It can
I haven't heard the term before.
Can move you into the different direction. So if we can constantly have this cortisol attack on our body, and we have cortisol at a higher level now, our body is in this stress mode thinking that it needs to fight something. And if it needs to fight something, it thinks that there might be something inside of our body that it needs to get rid of. A book. I will have a look at that book, Scott. Thanks for suggestions. I love reading lots of different books. I don't tend to finish a lot of them, and I use a lot of books now for references, and I might look at some of the things around the chapters and have a quick look. It's one of the best ways. Hello, Marie. So yeah,
g'day everyone. I'll have to let you read the comments. I didn't set the chair up in the right spot, so I'm having to squint. Anyway, continue. I can't see the comments.
I will read them. Read it to you, Marie.
Morning, everyone.
good morning. Also, listen to Jason Christoph. He's pretty passionate regarding his views on coffee. Yes, so I love my coffee, and I love my coffee to a point where I buy the green beans, I roast them, I blend them, I buy local beans, I buy different beans from many different areas. Australia has a great plantation up north. Called Jake's Plantation, one of the best, one of the biggest in Australia, one of the biggest well, not the Southern Hemisphere, because if Brazil would be one to measure, then we wouldn't. It's the biggest in our area. So Jake's Plantation, I love it. And coming back to coffee and cortisol overload is one of the biggest battles that we have. It can cause disease. It can cause a lot of things that we are not really sure about. But what we know is that cortisol overload is what causes a lot of these things. So I'm going to say it once again. If you drink that first cup of coffee in the morning, you've already put yourself in cortisol overload.
But it's that's
so good. My main motivation. 3 hours after you wake up.
It's so good though. Why don't tell people to put the coffee down?
It's their choice.
Put the coffee down.
I'm bringing awareness to all of you that drinking coffee straight away, like it's going to cause this, and if it causes this and it causes diseases in the future, it might not be now, it might cause it in the future. What would you prefer to do? Would you prefer to look after it now, or do you want to look after the disease when you've got the disease?
So what's the alternative? I mean,
drink water.
Coffee catch-up. So let's go for a water catch-up.
Yeah, water catch-up.
Let's go grab a water and have a catch-up.
Well, I'm just saying, don't drink it straight away in the morning. You can drink it 3 hours after, when everything's sort of normalized. You'll feel that it's normalized when you can drink coffee, and it really affects you, and you're in that zone again where you feel like that you've got coffee that helps you to stay awake and aware and have everything active. And it's your choice. It's always been your choice. It's your choice to drink it or not drink it. And
absolutely.
If you have a big night before and you have a coffee straight away, then that's okay, as long as it's not quite often. And don't let me start talking about alcohol, but everything in moderation. Let's just say everything in moderation. They do talk about it. Everyone has been talking about moderation, and it's your choice. What's your motivation today?
My motivation today is getting out. I mean, look, we got last day of school holidays today, and getting back into New South Wales. Yes,
in Australia.
And obviously did some planning yesterday. So putting things into action. There's a couple of things to get done, but at the same time, it's family. So time for family and fitting that all in, and then getting into some normality.
What is normality?
Well, it's going to be different to everyone. The normality for me personally is having kids to go off to school. Obviously, We've had quite a few disruptions. I mean, ours have nearly been off for a month now. And
quite enjoying
it's that. It's one of those things where when you want to be around your family, but you've also got to provide for them too. So finding that work-life blend.
He's done the blend. He's added to the whole thing. Tell me about this work-life blend.
So, do we ever find balance? will we ever find a work-life balance?
The Norwegians have.
How have they found a balance? What have they done?
They
Can we learn
have
from them?
the 4-day week.
Is that a balance? 4-day
It
week?
is a balance because they feel like they have to work. They're a lot more productive. Some work maybe 10 hours a day in order to capture that one day that they don't have to travel, they don't have to do anything. It's a personal day that they can do for themselves. And a lot of people don't have that. So a lot of people are not balancing themselves to giving themselves that personal time. And that personal time is great to utilize just something that you want to do for yourself. And a lot of people are finding that in parts of Europe. So Norwegians,
Look to the
and Gary
Norwegians.
Martin talked about this too recently. So there's a few things around this. Could it ever happen around parts of Asia, where parts of Asia is working 6 days a week? So could it happen in Asia? I'm not sure. Different cultures, different areas, different regions have different types of ways of living, and finding the work life balance is defined based on a personal level as well as a business level. Is there a standard way of looking at it? Is the next thing.
Mm.
What's a balance to you?
What's the balance?
Let's
Well,
define
let's define it.
it. Mm.
Well, I love the whole the blend thing because you've got, having to blend work with, and that's what we've been on the journey for, is blending it. So you might have to go and sort out some kid stuff and look after the kids at the same time, but then you do have to go to work, and as opposed to a balancing act, it'll come down to the individual. Like to me, I don't know whether I'm ever going to find a balance. Um, and one of those things was to blend the work life, so that you know
So is blending work life working from home?
is
Oh,
can
you're cutting out.
involve
You become a robot. You become a robot, by the way.
family, involve the
Is
kids.
that is it me or is it you? Hello. We're having technical difficulties at the moment because Andrew is moving really slowly, and I'm guessing you're still there, or am
Oh,
I the one freezing?
you're
Am I the one freezing, or are you freezing?
no, you. That's what I was just saying. I don't know. Maybe it was me. All right.
So should we make this as another topic of conversation to talk about
Is it me? Maybe it's me.
work-life balance versus blending? And I know you talked about blending, and blending is a multitude of things. And how do we blend it? Maybe we need to write an article around blending and working around workspaces, because then if you are working at a workspace, you get to be much more productive than working from home. But then if you can have some time to work from home, you can blend a lot of the things that you need to do, right?
Absolutely.
So we need a little bit more research, I think.
Um, well,
Who
the other thing is,
talked
so
about
we've got
who
so
talked about it?
um, It was actually, there were some articles in Forbes. It was written in Forbes. Stephen spoke of it.
Stephen.
And now, actually, so this
Stephen
is,
who?
so just having some, I'm trying to think of his last name, and this is so bad because it's totally gone from my mind. This is one of the things too, is just having these moments where you just forget. Brain fog. I've seen a lot of people talk about brain fog at the moment. So is it that? I don't know. Oh my God. It's gone from my mind. But we're going to have next, so not this week, next week, we're going to have Gary Martin on State of Mind talking about workload scaling. So it's still, yeah, so it's a little bit fresh, but we're going to be picking Gary Martin's mind on workload scaling, what that's all about.
Looking forward to that. For those that don't know Gary Martin, Gary Martin is the CEO of AIM, that's Australian Institute of Management in Western Australia. And he's constantly writing a lot of different articles for Mr. Perth Times as well as Fin Review. And it would be great to have him on board just to have that chat. Because I recall we've even had him on an event we did. Was that last year or was that 2 years ago? I'm just trying to remember. That was last year, and just having that chat around balance. What was the topic? It was around mental health. I think
last week's one.
No, when we had Gary Martin on with Josephine and Amy.
For Flexible Workspace Australia?
Yep.
So building resilience in the workplace.
Oh, that's it. Building resilience.
Yep. That's what he meant. Yeah.
You're gone. Your reception. It says your reception.
No. I'm here. Hang on,
it says your reception is
low. I was just looking up types.
You're gone. You're frozen.
Back now?
Oh, there you are. Anyway,
I was doing a bit of a search. There we go. Trying to multitask.
I hope you guys feel motivated.
So Thursday, LinkedIn local Hornsby. This Thursday. It's Thursday night.
This Thursday. We should have talked about that. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. This Thursday night.
So we're doing it now.
Thanks,
this
Scott.
Thursday night.
Come along. Thanks for dropping in.
Oh, Scott Bywater. Oh, hey, Scott. How you going?
And Marie Kirkpatrick, thanks for jumping in.
Marie, thanks, Marie.
I think, do you have anything else to say, or?
No. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Have a good week, everyone.
Cheers.